Sometimes in life, the most powerful thing you can do is to sit in the middle of the storm and look calm, not because you don't feel the chaos, not because you're immune to hurt or frustration, but because you've decided that your peace matters more than your reaction. Acting as if nothing bothers you doesn't mean you don't care, and it doesn't mean you've shut down emotionally. What it means is that you've learned how to protect your energy. You've understood that if you let every little thing trigger you, you'll spend your entire life exhausted and controlled by people and circumstances outside of you. The truth is, life will throw jabs at you. Someone will insult you, disappoint you, betray you, or try to drag you into negativity. If you show them that their actions can shake you, you've handed them the remote control to your emotions. But when you act as if nothing bothers you, you take that remote back. You keep the power in your own hands. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. It's a skill. It's like training a muscle. At first, when someone cuts you off in traffic or criticizes you unfairly, your instinct is to react, to yell, to fight back, to prove yourself right. That's natural. But every time you resist that urge, you're strengthening the muscle of self-control. You're teaching yourself that peace is more valuable than being right in an argument. You're learning that your dignity doesn't have to be placed on the table every time someone challenges you. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not about suppressing your feelings, it's about channeling them. It's about recognizing what deserves your reaction and what doesn't. And here's the truth, most of it doesn't. Think about the last time you exploded over something small. Maybe it was a comment on social media, maybe it was your coworker making a passive-aggressive remark. Maybe it was a family member who knows how to push your buttons. You reacted. You lost your cool. And afterward, did it really solve anything? Most likely, no. It probably just left you drained and more frustrated. Now imagine that same moment, but instead of reacting, you smiled, you stayed calm, you walked away, or you answered with grace. What would have changed? The situation might not change, but your energy, your peace, and your power would still be intact. That's the beauty of acting as if nothing bothers you. You're not pretending life is perfect. You're choosing to rise above what's imperfect. The world is full of noise. People are quick to project their insecurities, their anger, their jealousy onto you. If you absorb all of that, you'll carry around baggage that was never yours to begin with. But if you learn to act unbothered, you're no longer a sponge for negativity. You're a shield. You can acknowledge the noise without letting it echo inside you. It's like being in a room where music is blasting. At first it feels overwhelming, but then you realize you don't have to dance to it. You don't have to let it set your rhythm. You can choose your own beat. You can sit in stillness even when the world is loud. Now, some people will mistake your calm for weakness. They'll think you don't care or that you're ignoring the issue. But the truth is, calm is strength. Anyone can explode. Anyone can yell. That takes no discipline. But to hold your composure, to breathe through the fire, to keep your tone steady when everything around you is designed to provoke you. That's real power. And people notice that. Even the ones trying to get a reaction out of you, deep down, respect it. They may never admit it, but they know they couldn't control you, and that bothers them more than any argument ever could. I want you to picture this. Imagine you're holding a glass of water. Someone bumps into you, and the water spills. The question is, what comes out of you when life bumps you? Is it anger? Is it bitterness? Or is it calm? If you're full of negativity, that's what will spill. But if you fill yourself with peace, if you train yourself daily to let go of what doesn't deserve your energy, then when life shakes you, what spills out will still be calm. That's why this isn't just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. Every day, you're choosing what to carry and what to release. Let's be real. There will always be things that test you. A friend betrays your trust. A stranger disrespects you. Someone criticizes your work unfairly. The temptation is always there to react, to defend, to clap back. But here's the secret: not everything requires your attendance. Not every argument deserves your voice. Sometimes the loudest statement you can make is silence. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response. And when you act as if nothing bothers you, you're saying, my peace is not up for negotiation. My self-worth is not dependent on your approval or your insult. So how do you get there? You start by pausing. That's it. The next time something bothers you, don't rush into reaction. Take one breath. Step back for just a second. In that pause, you take back your power. In that pause, you decide who you want to be instead of letting the moment decide for you. With time, that pause becomes natural. It becomes second nature to respond with composure instead of anger. And soon, people realize they can't shake you the way they used to. You're no longer controlled by outside forces. You're anchored from within. Here's the thing. Acting unbothered doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. It doesn't mean you accept disrespect or ignore real problems. It means you pick your battles wisely. It means you protect your peace so you have the energy to fight the battles that actually matter. It means you rise above the nonsense so you can focus on your purpose. Because if you're constantly distracted by every little thing that bothers you, you'll never have the focus to build the life you want. So the next time life pokes at you, the next time someone tries to get under your skin, remember this. You are not obligated to give them a piece of your peace. Protect it, guard it. And when you act as if nothing bothers you, you'll notice something powerful. Life gets lighter. People lose their grip on you, and you finally truly own your own calm. One of the most liberating truths in life is realizing that not everything requires your reaction. Most of the battles you fight in your head don't even exist in reality. They're stories you've told yourself, assumptions you've built, fears you've let take root. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not about lying to yourself or pretending you don't feel pain. It's about refusing to let that pain own you. It's about drawing a line and saying, I will not spend my days giving my energy to things that do not serve me. When you learn this, you begin to carry yourself differently. Your presence shifts. People sense it when you walk into a room. They can feel the calm you radiate. And that calm is not weakness. It's control. It's discipline. It's the kind of strength that no outburst could ever match. But here's the catch: to act as if nothing bothers you, you have to first accept that things will bother you. That's part of being human. Someone will say something that stings. A situation will unfold that feels unfair. Your emotions will flare up. And for a moment, you'll want to react. That's normal. The mistake is thinking that reacting is the only option. It's not. You always have a choice. You can pause, breathe, and let the wave pass without drowning in it. You can acknowledge, yes, that upset me, but it doesn't have to own me. That's where real maturity begins. Acknowledging your feelings without letting them drag you out of character. Think about the strongest people you know. They're not the ones who shout the loudest or argue the hardest. They're the ones who can stay centered in chaos. The ones who smile when others try to provoke them. The ones who can walk away without needing the last word. That's not because they don't feel anger. It's because they've trained themselves to master it. They've realized that their dignity is not up for auction every time someone wants to buy it with a cheap insult. That's the mindset you need to carry. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to throw your energy at every small irritation. You are allowed to walk away. You are allowed to say nothing. And in that silence, you are louder than words. People will test you. They'll poke at you just to see if they can get a reaction. Some do it out of jealousy, some out of insecurity, some because they thrive on drama. The moment you give them what they're looking for, they win. But when you act unbothered, when you stay calm, when you don't rise to the bait, they lose their power. They realize they can't control you. And nothing frustrates a manipulator more than losing control. Your peace becomes their defeat. Your calm becomes your victory. Now, let's be honest, this is not easy. It's easy to talk about staying calm, but when life really tests you, when someone says something cruel, when circumstances feel unfair, it takes real discipline not to explode. That's why you have to practice this daily in the small things. When someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of honking and yelling, just let it go. When someone posts a negative comment online, instead of typing a long response, simply scroll past. When your coworker makes a passive remark, instead of snapping back, take a deep breath and carry on. These are small moments, but they train you. They build the muscle of composure. So when the big storms come, you're already strong enough to stand calm in the middle of them. And here's another truth. Acting as if nothing bothers you doesn't just protect you. It inspires others. People are watching you more than you think. Your kids, your friends, your colleagues, they're all noticing how you handle pressure. When they see you hold your ground, when they see you refuse to give in to anger, you give them permission to do the same. You become an example of strength without shouting, power without violence, dignity without drama. And the world needs more of that. The world needs more people who can keep their calm when everything around them is chaos. But let me make something clear. Acting as if nothing bothers you doesn't mean you suppress everything and never deal with it. Suppressing emotions is dangerous. It builds resentment. What I'm talking about is not suppression, it's redirection. It's choosing where and how you deal with what bothers you. Not everything deserves a public reaction. Some things you deal with privately, in prayer, in journaling, in conversations with people you trust. That's healthy. That's growth. You're not ignoring what you feel. You're just refusing to let it spill into every interaction. You're protecting your energy so you can process it on your own terms. There's freedom in that. Freedom in knowing that no one else controls your state of mind but you. Freedom in realizing that you are not obligated to match the chaos of the world. Just because the world is loud doesn't mean you have to be. Just because someone throws negativity at you doesn't mean you have to catch it. You can let it drop. You can keep walking. You can say with your silence, this doesn't deserve me. And every time you do that, you grow stronger. Every time you choose peace over reaction, you take back more of your power. Here's a picture I want you to hold on to. Imagine yourself as a lake. When the wind blows, the surface ripples, but deep down, the water remains still. That's you. Life will always blow. People will always try to stir you up. But your strength comes from staying calm at your core. The surface may shake, but your depth stays steady. That's what it means to act unbothered. That's the life you're aiming for. Not a life free from problems, but a life where problems don't control your spirit. So, the next time something bothers you, remember this. Your reaction is optional. Your peace is yours to protect. Your dignity is yours to keep. And when you act as if nothing bothers you, when you stay calm in the storm, you're not just protecting yourself, you're setting the tone for your whole life. Because the person who can't be shaken is the person who can't be stopped. And that, my friend, is true strength. There comes a point in life where you realize that the world is not going to slow down for you. People won't suddenly stop criticizing, circumstances won't magically become fair, and life won't promise you smooth sailing. There will always be moments that test you. But here's the truth. You don't need the world to change in order to live in peace. You only need to change the way you respond to it. That's what it means to act as if nothing bothers you. It's not about denial, it's about discipline. It's about choosing to be steady when everything around you is unsteady. And when you learn this, your life changes. Not because the noise goes away, but because it no longer controls you. Think about it. Most people live in reaction mode. Someone insults them, they insult back. Someone gossips about them, they feel the need to defend themselves. Someone disagrees with them online, they write a 3-paragraph response. Their whole day is determined by what other people say and do. And at the end of it, they're exhausted, angry, drained, because they handed out their peace like free samples at a store. That's not strength. That's slavery to circumstance. Real strength is when you can face the same insults, the same gossip, the same negativity, and say, you don't get to touch my peace. You don't get to control me. That's when you truly own yourself. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What if people take advantage of me? What if they think I don't care? Let me tell you something. People are always going to think what they want to think. You can't control their opinions. If you spend your life trying to prove yourself, you'll end up empty. But when you act unbothered, when you stop chasing validation, something incredible happens. You gain respect, even from the people who don't like you. Because deep down, everyone recognizes strength when they see it. Everyone can sense when someone has control over their own spirit. It's rare, it's powerful, and it commands attention without ever asking for it. Here's the secret. Acting unbothered doesn't mean you ignore everything. It means you choose wisely. You choose what's worth your time, your voice, your energy. And most of the time, it's not the petty stuff. It's not the comment on social media. It's not the person trying to drag you into an argument. It's not the stranger who doesn't understand your journey. Those things are distractions, and distractions are designed to pull you away from your purpose. When you act like nothing bothers you, you're not just protecting your peace, you're protecting your purpose. You're saying, I have better things to do with my life than to waste it on what doesn't matter. But here's where it gets even deeper. Acting as if nothing bothers you isn't just for the world outside, it's also for the battle inside. Because sometimes the loudest voice you'll face is not the critic out there, it's the critic in here. It's your own mind replaying your mistakes. It's your own doubt whispering that you're not enough. It's your own fear painting worst case scenarios. And if you don't learn to act unbothered in the face of your own inner storm, you'll never know peace. So when those thoughts come, you treat them the same way you treat negativity from others. You acknowledge them, but you don't dance with them. You say, I hear you, but you don't control me. You breathe. You stay calm. You act as if nothing bothers you, even when it's your own mind trying to shake you. That's mastery. That's growth. And don't misunderstand me. This isn't about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's not about smiling through pain and ignoring your problems. No, this is about understanding timing. Not every situation needs your immediate reaction. Not every emotion deserves a public display. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is pause, hold your peace, and deal with it privately in a healthy way. Because when you explode in the moment, you give your power away. But when you act calm, when you carry yourself with composure, you're not avoiding the problem. You're handling it on your terms, not on the problem's terms. People will notice. They'll notice the way you don't flinch when insulted. They'll notice the way you don't fold under pressure. They'll notice the way you walk away from arguments that used to consume you. And the beautiful thing is, you start noticing it too. You start feeling lighter. You start realizing that the world is still noisy, but it no longer feels heavy on your shoulders. You wake up with more energy because you're not drained by every little conflict. You begin to live in a way where peace is your default, not your prize. And that's when you know you've learned to act as if nothing bothers you. There's a story I want you to carry with you. Imagine a lion walking through the savannah. All around, small animals bark, chirp, and make noise. The lion doesn't stop for them. The lion doesn't explain itself to them. It keeps walking, steady, focused, unbothered. Why? Because it knows who it is. It doesn't need to prove itself to every noise in the jungle. That's the mindset I want you to adopt. Be the lion. Walk steady. Let the noise be noise. You don't have to stop for it. You don't have to prove yourself to it. You just keep moving, calm, confident, unbothered. So from this moment forward, I want you to practice this every single day. When someone cuts you off in traffic, act unbothered. When someone criticizes you unfairly, act unbothered. When your own mind tells you lies, act unbothered. Not because you don't care, but because you care too much about your peace to hand it away. Protect it like it's your most valuable treasure. Because it is. And when you live this way long enough, something incredible happens. People stop being able to read you. They stop being able to push your buttons. They stop being able to pull you into their chaos. And instead, they start adjusting to your calm. They start noticing that you don't move for the noise, and eventually, the noise loses its power. So let this be your declaration. I choose peace over reaction. I choose calm over chaos. I choose to act as if nothing bothers me, not because I'm numb, but because I'm strong. Because my dignity is worth more than any argument. Because my purpose is worth more than any distraction. Because my peace is priceless, and I will not spend it on what doesn't deserve it. That's the life I want for you. A life of power, a life of purpose, a life where you can walk through storms with a calm heart and a steady mind. That is the strength of acting unbothered. And that is the freedom you've been searching for.